back to Casey's Garage. Today we're going to take the 2013 Dodge Avenger. We purchased a Copart down to Maaco and have them get it painted back to one color again. Before we do, here's a quick little walk around showing the work we've done.
2,000 years later.
Alright guys, so I got the car back from Maaco and now let's do a little walk around and see how good of a job they did. Okay, so I'll try not to get the camera right in the sun, but the car is very dirty. I went ahead and drove it home, and by the time I got home it was pretty late, so this is actually the next day. But so far I like everything I see. You can see it's real dusty. Got a nice metallic in the paint there, just like the factory paint was. They even shined up my tires for me, which is nice. But of course the front end is got some bug splats on the front. The front end is what need to be painted the most, and of course we have the whole car painted. Now this is their cheap paint job, or their cheapest tier paint job. Went ahead and had them put sealer on it and then spray it. And so far guys, I like what I see. I really don't see any overspray. There's one little spot right here on the grill where you got a little bit of overspray. And I noticed last night when I was looking around that they even customized my tailpipe for me. So we have a matching tailpipe now. So not a big deal. Don't really care. But overall guys, for a quick, cheap paint job, I'm very pleased with the Overland Park Maaco, or I'll definitely be taking some more cars to them in the future as we pick up more projects. So not too bad. Alright guys, so we have all the projects back home here. We got the 2007 Mustang, which I've had for years. That was our donor car for some parts for the Project Mustang. We have the Dodge Avenger, freshly painted, and that's what we're going to be working on here in a few minutes. And of course we have the Jeep Wrangler, and nothing's wrong with it, just checking fluid levels. And of course then we have the Pontiac out there in the street, which we'll be working on once we get the Dodge finished. And that is my goal today guys, is to get this Dodge finished so we can get it listed for sale. And as you can see, there is one less car in the driveway. So we did sell the Mustang. I listed it for sale and it sold in about 4 days. And very pleased with the outcome of that and how that car came together. Hey, and to the guy that bought the car, congratulations. It's a fun car. I drove it around just a little bit for a couple months to make sure everything was working on it as I was rebuilding it, and it's a blast. In fact, it was so much fun to drive, I considered selling this Mustang and keeping that one, but decided not to do that. So anyway, enjoy your car, congratulations, and let's get to work. First thing I'm going to do is get the under part of the hood here cleaned up and go ahead and spray around here so we can get it all finished up and put the sound barrier fire retardant thing on there. And then once we're done with that, I'm going to repaint these wheels, because even though they look okay from afar, there's a lot of scuffs and paint missing off of these. You can see it on the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these. I think I'm going to do a gloss black, and then go ahead and I got some black plasti dip. I'm going to plasti dip the grill, just make it a nice stealth look. So I think it'll look good with this dark blue metallic paint. And I have to say, after walking around this car again, I am very pleased with Maaco and their paint job. I think it looks really good. I didn't have them do any body work on it, so it didn't pull dents or anything out, but very pleased with the outcome. I even got custom painted tailpipes out of it, so not planned, but it works out. pretty good. Like I said, it didn't have to match perfectly because it's underneath the hood and most of it would be covered anyway. We'll let this dry for a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and start taking some wheels off so we can get those prepped for paint. And then we'll finish putting this all back together here in just a little bit. Plug in my new power washer. I am going to soak this with wheel and tire cleaner to try to break down some of this grime. Alright, so guys, I may do a product review on this once I get to test it out a little bit and use a spray foam cannon on the back. I need to wash the Jeep up after our Colorado trip, so when I get to that, I may do a little review and see how it works. But let's go ahead and see if we can get all this crud off the inside of this wheel.
2,000 years later.
Alright guys, I got the wheel all cleaned up. I used some wax and grease remover, and I'm going to put some index cards up around the wheel to keep the paint off the rubber. But I'm going to go ahead and put some primer down since there's a lot of spots where the paint is chipped away, and then we'll go ahead and spray the black paint on it. Of course, this is black too, so we'll look all right. Let that sit for a minute, and then we'll do the other side. Alright guys, so it's primed. I'll go ahead and let that dry, take the cards off, and then we'll actually leave the cards on. We'll go ahead and spray this side with the paint. Okay guys, time for some gloss paint. This can is huge. It's hard to angle it. Alright guys, the wheels are done. Let's walk around here and I'll show you the outcome. They're not in the sun, so may not be able to see too good, but let's go around the other side. But I am very happy with the results. I think they look nice. So I didn't mind the color they were before, but they were the paint was flaking off pretty bad on them, so I had a bunch of black paint laying around, so I said, hey, why not? But overall, guys, I think it looks pretty good. We do have one slight issue. The car won't start, and it's been doing this the last several times I went in to turn the key. I don't know if it's the battery or the alternator, but we're about to find out. Alright guys, so this is pretty straightforward. I'm gonna get in the car, start it up, and the battery should be fully charged. I just charged it the other night. And make sure all the accessories are off, radio's off. We don't want any load on it. And then we'll come out here, hit this little button here, alternator check, and then it'll say fault or alternator good. And then we go in and do the same thing with the accessories on. Alright, so just start it up. Now we'll wait for it to get down to its normal idle. And click on this little button. It says alternator good. Alright guys, so we got the Dodge pedal put back together here. So before I put this cover back on, I'm going to go ahead and clean off the engine. We're going to do the same method we did with the Mustang. I got the negative wire undone from the terminal over there, so there's no power to the car. I've let it set for a few minutes. And we're going to go ahead and spray this down with some degreaser and spray it off. Alright, so I'm going to grab me one of these wipes here. These guys are some of my favorite wipes. Doesn't leave the plastics greasy, but it gives it a nice clean shine. Okay guys, the engine bay is nice and shiny. And we got the battery reconnected, so here in just a minute we'll fire it back up. Make sure we didn't break anything. But it looks pretty good. Right behind me here, or to the side of me, we got the Dodge we've been working on the last couple days. And today we're going to finish it up, and then we'll do a video montage. But before we do that, what we're going to do is use our pressure washer that I've used a couple times just to clean off the engine bays. And I'm going to try out the foam cannon there on the back. And what we're going to use, and again, I apologize all the noise. I do live on a very busy street, so it makes it very hard to get good audio. And I want to also apologize for all the crackling noises we've been getting lately. I'm not sure what's going on with the microphone, but I've tried a couple different external mics on the GoPro, and I thought this one was working great. And then the last several videos I noticed when I went back to edit, there's a lot of crackling noises. So I'm going to try electrical taping the mic down. I noticed it is kind of loose, so maybe that'll help. But we'll see once we go to edit this video. Here's some products we're going to use today. This is going to be the foam soap we're going to use in the cannon. I actually happen to have this and don't have much left, but I like the smell of this. It smells like bubble gum, and it says it's good for the foam cannon, so we're going to try it out. And then I've never used this before, but this is the hybrid ceramic wax by Meguiar's. So once we get the car all cleaned up, we're going to use this on there to see if we can get the water to bead up on it so we can protect the paint. But before we do all that, we need to wash the car off. So let me go ahead and get the foam cannon ready, and we'll get started. There we go, guys. I've got the whole car foamed down or soaked down, and we still have a whole jar left. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the Jeep right next to me here. And really, I mean, it's not the foamiest ever, but I think it did a pretty good job. We'll let it sit for a little bit and we'll rinse it off. But you know, I only paid like $100 for this pressure washer, and so far I've been very happy with it. All right, now we have this all soaked up. Let's go ahead and wash it down. Okay guys, so we have the Dodge all rinsed off. Let it sit out here and dry for a little bit. So you're looking pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do to kind of go with the blacked out theme is I am going to use some Plasti Dip and take care of this chrome grille. So let me go ahead and get this all taped up, and then we'll get that done real quick. Okay, so small change of plans. Instead of Plasti Dip, we're going to go ahead and spray this with the gloss black paint. same paint we use for the wheels. But first we need to go ahead and throw some primer on it. Okay, so we'll let that sit for a few minutes, and then we'll go ahead and throw some light gloss down. Okay, so we'll probably do a couple of coats of this. Here's coat number 1. Alright, we'll let that dry for a little bit, then we'll do round 2. waiting on this grill to dry, I'm going to go ahead and use some of this Meguiar's 205 and polish this one headlight over here. I tried wet sanding it, but it's just not cutting it. So I watched a YouTube video, I think it was by Dallas Paint Corrections, that did this. I'm going to try it out. This one over here looks fine, so I want to leave it alone. But I'm going to go switch out the battery in the GoPro, and then we'll go ahead and tackle this and see if we can get it looking better. other one. And I took a little effort, so I'll start doing that from now on. I bought a headlight restore kit a while back for a Silverado I used to own, and it was a lot more work, and it did not work quite as well as, or near as well as this did. It only took a few seconds, so thank you Dallas Paint Corrections for the little tip, because that was a time saver and it looks great. This car is done, so I'm gonna get everything cleaned up here, and we'll do one final video of this car and get some footage on the inside as well. But for now, I'm gonna sign off, and thank you for tuning in to Casey's Garage, and we'll catch you next time.
Ready?
Yeah.
You're going to rip that off.
Oh no.
He's gonna rip it off.
Ah!
I told you he's gonna rip it off.
This is scary.